We've all been there, stuck at the airport, staring at a delayed sign, completely frustrated, and probably Googling how to get compensation for delayed flights on our phones. But what most passengers don't know is that the airline may actually owe you money for that, up to €600. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how EU flight delay compensation works, who qualifies, and how you can claim what you're owed. Whether you've just had a delayed flight or you're wondering about a trip from the last few years, this guide covers everything that you need to know about EU Regulation EC261 and your rights around delayed flight compensation. Let's get into it. Okay, first things first, let's find out if you have an eligible claim. There are 5 things that need to be true to qualify for a flight delay compensation under EU law. Number 1. You arrived at your final destination more than 3 hours late. Not departed, arrived. That distinction matters, and I'll explain why in a second. Number 2, your flight departed from an airport in the EU, or if it flew into the EU, it was with a European airline. Number 3, you checked in on time. If you missed the gate, then you cannot claim. Number 4, it happened within the last 3 years. So yes, you can go back and claim for older delays. Don't leave that money on the table. Number 5, the delay wasn't caused by what the law calls extraordinary circumstances. More on that shortly. If you're not sure whether your flight qualifies, don't worry. AirHelp has a free flight delay compensation calculator that gives you an answer in just 2 minutes. No complicated forms, no legal knowledge needed. Find the link in the description form below. Now, the part that you've all been waiting for. How much money are we actually talking about? The amount depends on the distance of your flight, and it breaks down like this. For short-haul flights, that's 1,500 kilometers or under, think London to Barcelona or Paris to Rome, you can claim €250. For medium-haul flights, between 1,500 and 3,500 kilometers, like a flight to Istanbul or Cairo, you're looking at €400. And for long-haul flights over 3,500 kilometers, transatlantic flights to the US, Asia, or beyond, the maximum compensation for a delayed flight is €600. Now here's something a lot of people don't know, and it can actually work in your favor. To qualify for EU flight delay compensation, your flight needs to arrive at least 3 hours late. But how that delay is actually measured? It's calculated from when you arrive at your destination, not when the plane took off. So even if you departed late, the airline could theoretically make up time in the air. But here's the kicker. Arrival time is legally defined as the moment the aircraft doors open the gate, not when you land, when the doors open. In practice, that can mean an extra 15 minutes or more compared to your official landing time. And that could be the difference between a 2-hour delay and a qualifying 3-hour one. So make a note of it. A lot of people think EU regulation EC261 only applies to flights within Europe, but that's not true, and it's probably why so many valid claims never get made. Here's how it actually works. If your flight departed from any EU airport, whether you're flying to New York, Dubai, or Bali, you are covered, regardless of what airline you flew with. If your flight arrived into the EU from outside of Europe, you're covered only if you flew with a European airline. The coverage also extends beyond the strict EU borders. Iceland, Norway, Switzerland, and several French overseas territories are all included. EU regulations on delayed flight compensation state that an airline doesn't have to pay if the delay is caused by extraordinary circumstances. But what are extraordinary circumstances? Broadly speaking, they're situations which the airline cannot control. Situations like lightning strikes, bad weather conditions, medical emergencies, airport employees going on strike, air traffic control restrictions, political unrest, acts of terrorism. You get the idea. Here's one that surprises a lot of people. Airline strikes are not extraordinary circumstances. So if your flight was cancelled due to a pilot strike, yes, you can claim. Airport staff strikes, on the other hand, are a grey area, so those are often considered. So your flight is delayed, here's exactly what to do while you're still at the airport. Hold onto your boarding pass and all of your travel documents. You're going to need them later for your claim. Ask the airline why the flight is delayed. Get it in writing if you can, an email, a text, or anything. Take photos of the departure board showing the delay. Screenshot any messages from the airline. Evidence is everything. Note the exact time that the aircraft doors open at your destination. Remember, that's your official arrival time. Ask the airline to cover meals and drinks. Under EC261, they're legally required to provide this after a certain number of hours. Step 6. Do not sign anything or accept vouchers that waive your rights to cash compensation. Airlines sometimes offer travel credits instead. You don't have to accept them. If you're stuck overnight, ask for a hotel and transport. Again, this is your legal right. Keep every receipt. Any out-of-pocket costs caused by the delay, food, transport, accommodation, could be reimbursable. Now, beyond the cash compensation, EC261 also gives you a bunch of other rights while you're waiting. And airlines don't always volunteer this information. Communication: the airline must give you access to at least 2 phone calls, emails, or faxes so you can contact people. Food and drink for short flights under 1,500 kilometers after a 2-hour delay. For medium flights between 1,500 and 3,500 kilometers after 3 hours. And for long haul over 3,500 kilometers after a 4-hour delay. If the airline isn't offering this, go and ask for it, or keep your receipts. Hotel and transport: if you're stuck overnight, they must provide accommodation and get you there and back. If your delay stretches past 5 hours, you can also request a full refund on your flight. And if you no longer want to travel, then you're entitled to a return flight to your original departure point 2. That's your choice to make. If you get rerouted and the new flight is a lower class than you booked, you're entitled to a refund of between 30 and 75% of your original fare. And if you're upgraded, the airline cannot charge you extra for that. Lucky you. Now, I know that some of you are thinking, okay, this all sounds great, but fighting with an airline sounds like a nightmare. And honestly, you're not wrong. Airlines don't make it easy. They delay, they dispute, and they hope that you give up. That's where AirHelp comes in. AirHelp handles the entire flight delay compensation claim process for you. You submit your flight details, they check your eligibility in seconds, handle all the communication with the airline, and take the case to court if needed. And they're not new to this. AirHelp has already helped over 3 million passengers get the compensation they were owed. They're rated 4.5 out of 5 on Trustpilot based on nearly 240,000 reviews, so you're in good hands. And the best part, there's zero risk. AirHelp only charges a fee if they successfully get you your compensation. No win, no fee. The link to check your flight is in the description below. It only takes about 2 minutes. If this was helpful, give the video a thumbs up. It genuinely helps more people find this information when they need it most. Got any questions? Drop them in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer. And if you want more videos on travel rights, hit subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. Safe travels!